Hey, just Mark here. So I was talking to someone today and they immediately kind of like got super negative about the situation we were dealing with. And then fast forward a little bit while after, and I was talking to someone else who spun it into a positive. I want to talk about how to spot toxic people in your life who may be bringing you down. So I'm going to list a few things here, maybe 5 or 6, but let's start with one of the first things that toxic people do. They criticize you all the time. You're not good enough. You're not smart enough. You could have done this better. Or even if you've done something good or positive, and they go and turn it around and say, oh no, but this could have been done this way, right? And those are definitely toxic people that I try to avoid. You know, you're going to face criticism no matter what in your life, but at some point you have to see these people for who they are and who they're always going to be, and they're not going to change. They're going to make you think terrible things about yourself, and they're not worth being around. Another sign of a toxic person to walk away from is someone who drains your energy. So when I talk about that, think about the people who are in your life that you know or constantly have a need for your attention or constantly are draining the energy out of you. Sorry, I just want to have a seat because I'm a little bit tired. And these people will drain your energy just by being negative or demanding too much of you all the time. These people will drain you so bad that once you're down to your lowest point, they're going to walk away. That's what happens. They drain you, take everything they need from you, and then they walk away. And what are you left with? Being upset, stressed, maybe depressed. It's just not worth it. These same people actually who drain your energy may also be manipulators. People will manipulate situations all the time to make it the best situation for themselves. I have witnessed this in situations that are outside of me, and I have also had that happen to me. You know, people will tell a story. I always used to say that someone's going to tell the narrative to guilt trip a situation or to change a situation to benefit them. So the guilt trippers, man, they can piss off. You need to just ignore them. And again, get away from situations where you feel like you're being guilt tripped all the time. You know, I mean, obviously you're going to have situations that are like guilt trips and things that you feel. But I used to have someone in my life who would guilt trip me when I wanted to go do something on my own and didn't want to bring them. And it made me feel like crap. And sometimes I didn't even go and do the things that I wanted to, right? It was terrible. Another sign of like a toxic person is someone who actually never celebrates your success. Focus on the people who celebrate your success. Those who poo-poo on your success are, truthfully, in my mind, terrible people because they have insecurities that they're trying to parlay onto you that are just going to affect you negatively. And maybe you will downplay your success in the future when sometimes it's okay to humble brag. You know, if you bought your first home or you finally saved $100, whatever it is, celebrate it and don't let these people poo-poo on your success, because the reality of it is what they see in your success, they lack in their life, and that's what they want, and that's why they do it. Another sign of a toxic individual that I've learned, oh man, this is a good one. They blame you for your problems. So if you think about situations, and I'm going to talk about friendships, relationships, people around you, you know, if something isn't going well for them, they're going to turn around and say, oh, well, I'm not doing good at this because Mark did this, or didn't support me in this way, or didn't act the way in which I expected him to. These people will constantly blame you for their problems, or watch them blame other people. oh, well, I'm not happy because my ex did this, or my relationship ended because of this, or my friendship ended because of this. My boss is terrible because of XXX. People who don't take responsibility for their own issues are very toxic people because they will never, ever accept blame for anything in their lives. And that's kind of crappy, really. And if they blame you, again, it comes down to, as long as you understand that you weren't the problem and you didn't do it and you didn't cause that situation to happen, then you're fine. You know, I look in the news daily and you constantly see a certain individual blaming other people for things. And I'm not getting into politics here, but you know who I'm talking about, and you know what's out there. You know, blaming someone else for the lack of success or for a bad financial situation, right? They never take responsibility. They pass that blame along. The last thing that I kind of want to mention when it comes to toxic people is that they always play the victim. So it kind of goes back to the whole, it's never their fault, right? Oh, well, and I remember a story from someone years ago who said that one of their relationships had ended because this person had said something about them and they didn't like it, is the best way to summarize it. And they played the victim in it and said, oh, well, this happened because this person did this or said this. And you can't always play the victim. You know, when my relationship ended, I got actually told by someone, oh, stop playing the victim. And was I? I don't know, maybe a little bit. But when I think about that, I just remember that I was talking because I was upset and I was heartbroken and I was a mess. But I don't always blame other people and other situations. I don't always claim the victim. I know when I've screwed up. I've been told by many people I'm very self-aware. And that's a good thing, but get away from those people. One last bonus one that I want to talk about is that they always create unnecessary drama. Now, I could tell you stories, tons of stories about the drama I've dealt with in the last decade of my life. And every situation was a big situation. And it was going to affect this person and that person and the other person. And it was going to make someone's life worse, or it was going to affect them mentally. And it was just like, it was ridiculous. I had so much drama in my life that now that my life is quiet and peaceful, oh my God, I love it. And I can't imagine how, or I can't even think back to how I survived all that drama for all those years. But they'll create drama out of nowhere, right? Like, I'm trying to think of an example that I can say specifically that's, you know, but it's kind of hard without outing certain things. But let's just say that, actually, I've got a good one. I had to think about that for a second. So 7 years ago, my mom passed away. And there was a friend of a friend. And we were trying to plan my mom's memorial. Keep in mind, we're all mourning. We're all sad. And we created a Facebook group to have people set up for this memorial to come. And an individual in that group, to this day, I don't know what they said because people hid it from me right away because they know how emotional I became when it came to my mom. But they created this drama. It was around not using their place for the memorial and got really upset and said a lot of negative words. They created drama out of something that it never should have been. People should have been coming together. And if you want to support someone, support them, but don't create drama over something that they don't do, or they say they can't do, or they don't want to do because their situation changed. In the case of my mom's memorial, it made me angry that someone did that. I don't know the details because people protected me, but I know there was a lot of drama around it, causing some friendships to end and some people to never speak to that individual again. And that person was generally a toxic person anyway. So those are my thoughts today. And if you like the video, comment down below, like, subscribe, and I do respond to comments. So please keep commenting. And cheers. See you on the next one.